Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. So my name is Brittany. For those that are new, I am an artist, designer, and muralist based in El Paso, Texas. I create intuitive geometric art and apply it to multiple surfaces. And before I start the video, I would like to update you guys on what's been happening lately. So I just got back from New York City from completing a really large-scale mural, and I will be linking some photos so you guys can see. I will also make a video on my overall experience. I don't have footage of the mural that I created in New York. You know, so much was happening there that I could not film much, but I was able to just get like a few, videos and some images of it. So yeah, so then I just came back from New York, and I also was featured on Channel 9 News here in El Paso.
Play. Guess who's on the news?
Had a recent opportunity to showcase her art in the Bronx. Artist Brittany Lizette accomplished her dreams by painting a large geometric mural in New York. Chosen out of thousands of applicants in an art project program to display her artwork, she was able to complete a 73 by 14 foot wide mural in just under 3 weeks. Not only does she paint, but she also makes other artwork, including stickers, rugs, and canvases by scratch. Specializing in a geometric style,
I talked about my experience creating the mural, and yeah, so that was a really amazing experience. And I also launched a limited edition print series, which I will be linking and showing you guys. It is up on my website. I am selling 5x5 and 10x10 prints. They range from $10 to $16, and all of the prints and stickers are free shipping. Sometimes I also just opened up my Etsy shop. I've always had an Etsy shop, but I've rarely posted anything on there. So yeah, I have that up now with a few of my prints and some pillows. And I do plan on adding more art prints and some more stickers, so stay tuned for that. But for now, today's video, I would like to share my process of creating my own canvases. So in this video, I'm not going to go in depth. I will show you guys how I'm doing it and just my overall process, but I feel that I should make another video for you guys so that way you can understand what exactly to get, or if you're having trouble trying to figure out what materials you need to get, I will be talking all about that in that video. And I'll also create a Patreon account, that way you guys can have more access to the complete process of it all. So I'll keep you guys updated on when I do launch my Patreon account. But let's get started on the video. So I started making canvases exactly 5 months ago, and I had no clue at all. I had no clue on how to build canvases. So of course I did some research, and I looked on YouTube, asked a few people, and I also just did research on Google, online, basically everywhere, just to get some more information on how to do it. So after some time, it did get overwhelming because there were so many different videos on how to create canvases. So I decided that I take bits and pieces of every video and implement that into my process. So then I went to my local hardware store and picked up some wood, a miter saw, a drill bit, some wood glue, some nails, some screws, and I think a staple gun. And also the canvas drop cloth. So all of these materials I did get from different hardware stores. So I did get my canvas drop cloth from Home Depot because I feel that the canvas tarp is much better than the one that they sell at Lowe's. So then I also bought my primer from there, which I will be talking about in just a few. But yeah, so I did buy the majority of my materials from Lowe's, but then of course I got some from Home Depot. So for the wood, it's very simple. I just got literally any type of wood. I'm not sure exactly what wood it was. I believe, from what I can remember, I believe it was like a furnace wood. I'm not sure, but I did get a bunch of those, and I at the time didn't have a miter saw, so I had asked one of the employees to cut the wood for me, which was a horrible. I would not suggest you get wood and have them cut it for you because it takes forever. So in this case, in any case, when you're making a canvas, please invest into a really small miter saw. It doesn't have to be major. I will be linking a photo just to show you guys what it looks like, but that will save you so much time and money. So so I did get a miter saw, obviously, after a few trips to Home Depot, and then I got started on the canvas. So right now I am priming them, but before priming them, I had used a drill bit to screw in the nails to all four corners, and then I also supported the canvas. It was very important for me to make sure that the canvas was steady. So I did create a T in the middle of the canvas. That way it doesn't fall or collapse. So that is you have to keep that in mind when creating a canvas. And in terms of the paint, I thought about getting gesso or gesso. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. I, for the life of me, could not say that right. But yeah, so I did go to a few places to look for a primer to prime my canvases. So I realized that gesso wasn't for me. It was very expensive, and I was creating since I'm creating really large canvases, it didn't make sense to buy gesso. So, in order to save money, I realized that I could use regular white paint. And the paint that I'm using is Kilt brand. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it, but they do sell that at, I think, Lowe's. I'm not sure. But they do sell it at Lowe's, and they sell it for a gallon for only $15, which was amazing because I did create these large scale canvases, and they were able to cover up to 3, so which was amazing. And of course I did have to go over it once again, just to make sure that the canvas was fully painted. So as you guys can see here, I am working on a more square canvas, and I'm still using the gallon that I had started with the other canvases. So I did like 2.5. I used about 2.5 gallons of paint for my canvases. And in terms of the drying time, I usually give it about a day to fully dry, because it does take some time. And then I know that when I start sanding my canvas, I would want to get paint on the sander. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, in terms of the sanding, I used to use a sponge. At Home Depot or Lowe's, they have these very small sponges that you can purchase, but I realized that using the sponge was very time consuming, so then I moved over to an actual sander. And the brand of the sander I use is called Ryobi. So it saved me so much time. And the grit, I'm not entirely sure on what grit that I used, but it was not as rough because I didn't want it to go through the actual canvas and make holes in it. So just something smooth to where it can get the canvas it can make the canvas more smoother. So I built the canvas from scratch. I get the canvas dropped off from the local hardware store, and I'll staple it onto the stretcher bars when I'm done building the canvas, and then I'll start priming it the same day, or depending on how I feel, I would just get it done in one shot. But I know that building these canvases, it took me about 3 days to do. So yeah, it's very, very, very time consuming, and there's a lot of patience and effort and skill that needs to be put into this. If you don't have patience, I wouldn't recommend making your own canvases, but it does save you so much money. Okay, it saves you tons. So I would definitely recommend making your own canvases. And even if you don't want to do the structure bars, you can always create your painting on unstretched canvas. All you have to do is buy the canvas that you like and cut it up to the size that you want, prime it, and then you start painting over it. And then after it dries, you're always welcome to stretch it on bars. Depending on how you feel, if you want to make it, cool. If not, you can always just maybe ask someone locally to do it for you. But yeah, I love canvas making. It has been such a amazing process, and I love the fact that I'm able to make any size that I like. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I'll be linking some images of the canvases fully painted so that way you guys can see how that went. And yeah, I'm thinking of, creating a Patreon. I've been on and off creating a Patreon account because it scares the hell out of me. And there's just so much that goes into Patreon that I still don't understand. So I am slowly but surely leaning towards the Patreon account. That way I can show you guys my process, because that's always something that I wanted to do. And I always get questions on how I go about creating, the art that I do. And, a lot goes into it. So I believe that this platform will be so great for you guys to get to know more about who I am as an artist. So here on my YouTube channel, before I even end this video, I wanted to go more in depth on like what I'll be posting on here. So I'm still not sure on what I'll be posting, but it won't be tutorials. It'll just be me sharing my process and of course sharing some information and giving you guys some insight and just overall spreading love. And there's just so much things that I have in store that I really, really want to take off. So I'll also be sharing bits and pieces of my life here on YouTube. And I've started YouTube years ago. And I remember the feeling of YouTube got me very anxious, because the fact that I had to talk in front of a camera and, do all this editing and all these other different factors that fall into it made me kind of put it on the back burner for some time. But I'm just so happy that I was able to just step out of my comfort zone and make these videos. So with that being said, you guys, let me know if you guys would like to see more in-depth tutorials on like Patreon, just overall what you would like to see me do, I guess. But yeah, I'm really into the whole Patreon community, and I really want to make that successful. So just let me know what you would like to see on my Patreon account. And overall, please share, if you started making your canvases. If you haven't, if you would like to start making them, just share your experiences, and I would love to hear them. But with that being said, you guys, I really want to thank you all for tuning in to today's video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
I am looking forward to hearing a lot of wonderful feedback about my collection, and I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you've been listening to this video because I'm nervous right now, even talking in front of the camera, which I hate doing. But sometimes in life you gotta take those risks. Sometimes you have to go put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to grow. So thumbs up to me for doing that, and thumbs up to my wonderful husband for supporting my every move. Thank you so much, baby. He's behind the camera right now recording everything. And all the photos, most of the photos that you see are my husband's work. And these are taken on iPhones, and it's not taken on some like DSLR camera. And getting back to the point, I'm getting off topic, but all in all, I'm really grateful that I have such a great support system, and I am happy that I'm able to just speak out on this topic because it's so important, and I hope to inspire those to do the same.